It's Big Los, and today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/beat and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs, download a title free, and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/BEAT.
Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like it, if you're being yourself, fuck them.
It's Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
And welcome to another episode of the Noize Quarantine Chronicles 3.
I think so.
Quarantine Chronicles 3. If you haven't yet, go ahead and follow us on the Big
right.
Three. If you haven't yet, go ahead and follow us on the Big Three: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Noize Podcast. And of course, follow everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. Now, let me get some gripes out the way.
You right into it? All right.
I'm jumping right into the bullshit because even though, you know what I'm saying, recording at the crib is this natural lighting, this shit is legit, you know what I'm saying? And it's great for us melanated individuals. However, the fact that we have to deal with such issues with recording at home, with being quarantined, is the fact that you're kind of at the mercy of the motherfuckers around you.
Yeah.
So the last 2 weeks, I can't even say for some reason, because obviously motherfuckers just this is what they do. This is how they get down. My neighbors, first the upstairs neighbors, they seem to river dance around the time that we have our
shows.
You
got a marching band up there.
You know what I'm saying? Around the time our show schedule, it's almost like the dude and his kid are racing. They have a loft upstairs. They're racing up and down, and it's a metal loft stairs at that. So it's possible.
They do drumline routines upstairs.
Pretty much, it is a HBCU marching band when they get to doing whatever the fuck it is that they're doing. So you got them running up and down. So that ended up fucking up week one. And last night we had the situation. Well, I guess that would be an issue too. Motherfuckers in the house.
I am really sick of this shit.
I guess that would be the next one. Last night, so we were supposed to record this last night, and we're now recording it Sunday for you guys to be watching today, Monday. And I'm gonna put a clip in for the people who are watching the show. So for the podcast listeners, going it over to YouTube so you can see how lit this shit was. I was sending Kev videos all night. And when I tell y'all all night, I was sending this man videos every hour of not even my neighbor, dude. That's the crazier part. It's not even my neighbor. It's the cat across the wall. See, I live in a black neighborhood, you see. And it's an answer to the Hispanic guy. It was the funnier part. But across the wall, my man was playing all of the mariachi slappers, all the old school shit, and then the natural transition with older Hispanic guys, Tupac and Bone Thugs. It's like their go-to.
You know, I'm gonna add on to that because I want to say like 10, maybe 10:30 last night. I was dealing with the same thing. Problem was, it was actually my neighbor, and it was funny because I went outside to grab something out of the car, and like as I'm walking up, he was walking out. He's like, "Man, you want a beer or something?" Man, you know me, I don't really drink, so I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm going to the house." Let me tell you something. This man, from about 10:30, this man played the mariachi music until about 2 a.m. and then it turned to DJ Quick. He did not finish playing music. I mean, even though he did turn it down, for the majority of the time it was up, but even though he did turn it down, he did not finish playing music until about 9, 10 this morning. I don't know what he was going through, but he was definitely going through something.
I think he said, "I'm finna slap all the hits of my youth."
Yeah, but like you said, for whatever reason, they do some like super thug shit. He went from mariachi to DJ Quick. That is a hell of a transition.
But the crazy shit is that the dude over the wall, like I said, he went from mariachi music to like the old school classics. And when I tell you old school classics, I'm talking about "Lay Your Head on My Feet." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was old school.
I'm trying. What's the other track? "Stay, Darling, Stay." He was right. He was playing all the straight classics just for it to go straight to And here's the crazier part, right? The nigga's low-key a DJ. Like, he's an unspoken DJ for sure. Because you know when he's about to transition he'll go straight into hip-hop terribly. He'll go straight from old school to Pac. So that transition is horrible. Let me tell you how he always transitions into Bone Thugs. Like, he prepares people because it'll just be Pac for like an hour, and then all of a sudden Thug Love would drop. It's almost like he's telling the neighborhood, y'all thought it was over. We got a whole nother set, motherfuckers. We still got Bone Thugs.
He transitioned into Bone Thugs, or he transitioned to Tupac and Bone Thugs, and then immediately Bone Thugs after.
Exactly. So if Bone Thugs come after mariachi music, Thug Love, Pac. If Pac come after the mariachi music, Thug Love, Bone. And then it don't even flow. You know what I'm saying? It don't be like a Bone Thugs record that could flow off of Thug Love. It'll go Thug Love and it'll be like first of the month. Like, nigga, it's the 25th.
Nowhere near the first right now, dog.
We're nowhere near we're near the first of next month.
Well, yeah, this month.
But nigga, it's the 25th. Like, I feel like this song is reserved for the first of the month. You don't necessarily.
You would think so, yeah.
You don't necessarily need to jump in to the first of the month. You know what I'm saying, with every other fucking day. I always had that problem with 125.
Yeah.
And
shit, like first of the month and it's the 13th. No,
nigga, that's not the day. But with mentioning 100.5, I actually just put this on my Facebook a couple of days ago. I swear every 5 songs is Return to the Mac, but I'm not complaining.
That's like probably if all music stopped today and you had to just give some like 10 of your favorite songs, that's probably one of my favorites.
It's definitely up there. So I'm not complaining with the amount of times that they actually play the actual record. But nigga, I'm like, I know y'all can find some other older hip hop.
Yeah, records. It got to be something. That's somebody just got the aux cord in their phone and they just keep playing shit, whatever they downloaded before they got to the studio. That's what's going on.
I feel like the DJ walks in and looks directly at the program directly, like, you know what I'm playing tonight, right?
Right.
You know what I'm playing.
You know what it is.
You know what I'm about to play.
You know.
Stop pretending, you nigga. 1 song, 2 song, 3 song, 4 song, Return to the Mac. 1 song, 2 song, 3 song, Return to the Mac. I'm gonna keep them guessing. I may play it
right. Keep guessing. Right. I may mix it so you think it's going off, but I'll start the first verse again.
Right back to it. Whoa!
Right. That's a feel good song, man. That's a feel good song. Oh, shit.
It's a great record.
I dropped it.
But this quarantine is killing us.
It really is. But let me tell you something. So, in my apartment, I'm like your nosy neighbor, but don't snitch. You know what I mean? Like I
ain't the one that gossips. You didn't hear that from me. No, you didn't.
Yeah. I ain't gonna snitch. I just since I do a lot of people watching, I kind of know what everybody is doing. But since we've been on quarantine, I mean, yeah, people have been rowdy, but I would say there are good stretches where there's nobody outside. Let me tell you something. I watched a pigeon the other day cross the street. Right now, granted, yes, we know pigeons been in the street. But usually when cars is coming, they're getting out of the way. Oh, no. This pigeon, usually, this pigeon crossed the street and literally they did the little truck crossed the street and did not like fly, didn't do nothing. Like he knew, oh no, I'm good out here.
I'm straight.
That's when I knew, like, yo, we gotta fix this because the animals are getting too comfortable.
Nigga, the pigeons in the north been that way.
Well, yeah, in the north, yeah, they're wide out there.
You pull up on a pigeon in the north, you gonna turn around, the fuck, nigga? You gonna get the fuck up out of here, bro. You better chill. You know what I'm saying? I'm grazing. Let me finish my break.
Yeah. I've noticed that. I've noticed certain places where it wouldn't necessarily be a lot of people to begin with, but there are really not many people. Like weeds are starting to come through. Just starting to look like what's that movie? I Am Legend out here.
We're making our way there. I would definitely say we're in what's the movie that they dropped on Netflix like a week before we went into quarantine? Contagion? Not Contagion. What was the one before Contagion?
Was there one before Contagion?
The other movie before Contagion. I want to say Morgan Freeman's in it.
Okay, right. Wasn't that Angel Has Fallen? Wasn't that Dead?
You know, it might have been Contagion as I'm sitting here thinking about it. But anyway, the shit's on Netflix, and it's about this current shit that we're currently going through with these goddamn masks. Dog, no, fuck the mask. Me and Skylar went to Smith's like a week ago. I shit you not, bruh. We had the entire grocery store cracking up laughing because it was a couple that walked in, no bullshit, in hazmat suits. One, bruh, I swear on everything I love. One was in a silver one, and the other one was in a yellow one. And it was so funny because the chick that was in the silver one, her shit kept fogging up. And I'm like, you can't get in there. You can't even get in there. Bro, we cut the corner. It was like, so did they just have that already? Or
right. Was this ordered? How did this work?
Like, where do you look for that on Amazon? Like hazmat suits. Like, how do you know you're getting a good deal on a hazmat suit?
I don't know. But you know what, man? This is how I know white people know some shit.
Hazmat suits, of course.
that and because I went to Smith's as well, and it wasn't no hazmat suit. The guy, he just had a mask on. But this was the most high-tech mask I've seen, period. I'm like, yo, where did you get that? How do you even come about that? But like, it was probably this homeless dude. He was making fun of me. He think he's safe with that mask on. He was laughing hard as fuck. But I never understood the mask he had. Like, where do you get that from? That's like some video game shit. Where does that come from?
I was gonna say that exact same thing. I swear, everybody walking around here looking like Smoke from Mortal Kombat, bro. Like their shit is A1. Their shit is A1.
Right.
And I mean, I got this homemade shit, this cloth. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to keep my shit right.
What are your I don't want to say conspiracy theories or anything like that, because obviously there's a bunch of those folks down here. But as far as this virus thing, what do you think is going on?
Shit, just death. That's a little morbid.
Do you think niggas is just sick and that's just that, or?
No, I definitely believe that that is real. Also, actually, I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day. To me, it's insane because the coronavirus has been a thing. You know, we discovered that, and of course, a lot of people are starting to see it on the back of their cleaning supplies and shit like that. Coronavirus has been a thing. COVID-19 is the coronavirus and the SARS virus. So that's what fucked me up. The fact that something like SARS that hasn't been around since who the fuck knows when was able to come back, collab.
SARS was around in the early 30s or the early 2000s.
Yeah, but I'm saying, it's been a minute before it's like, oh, SARS. You know what I'm saying? The fact that it was able to disappear, come back, and then collaborate with coronavirus to make this new shit that's out people out.
Right, yeah.
That's the part that like fucks with me because I'm like, okay, can something else come back and do something? So like that's the only thing that really like fucks with me with all this. But I just think, you know, of course, with the people that are dying, having their issues prior, I think it's just one of those times where it's like it's a wake up for like everybody to really take care of yourself. Because it's crazy that we're dealing with a pandemic that literally shut down America, shut down Vegas, fuck everywhere else. It shut down Vegas. Vegas don't shut down
the world. Damn, it shut down the world. Like
Vegas don't shut down for nobody. You even saw our fucking mayor was trying to get us back out and about. Like, man, look, if motherfuckers die, they die, but we need that bread.
Right? Yeah.
Governor Sisolak had to shut all that down. But we're literally dealing with something that has shut down the one place that wouldn't shut down for shit. It didn't even shut down for the shooting. You know what I'm saying? And
you're right. It didn't.
And here we are. The city shut down just because niggas didn't wash their hands, bro. That's insane.
Yeah, that is nuts. It really is. I mean, obviously, I think I think somebody made this shit or whatever the case is. But you posed a very good point. If something else come back and start collabing with other shit, like what if Ebola was to collab with this shit?
You know what I'm saying? What happens when Ebola link up and they put out a diss track? You know what I'm saying? What happens when that?
Right, Ebola and COVID-19 acting like Freddie and Madlib. Like, we don't need that.
Exactly, and trust me, I think Ebola could drop a way better album.
Yeah, we don't need
than what SARS could drop.
They said when you got Ebola, bro, your eyes was bleeding. Your eyes and your asshole was bleeding. You know how pissed off I would be if my asshole was bleeding?
You wouldn't have too much time to be pissed off. So I'd say, minute area of festivity.
So when the people ass is bleeding, like, do they put on a pad? Like, is that how that works?
Well, the gotcha is that my asshole don't bleed, so I'm not.
That's the gotcha.
I'm not hip to procedures and protocol of your asshole bleed, so I would can't tell you.
Speaking of asshole, man, I don't even know what I should call them. These Trump loyalists and what they're doing. Have you seen them like giving each other ass bleach enemas and shit? Have you seen that?
Listen.
Like, I ain't seen it personally, but have you seen, so to speak, that these motherfuckers are really doing this shit?
Bro, I've been seeing the pictures, the videos. These motherfuckers is to the moon.
I say let them do it. I say let them do it.
Bro, this is natural selection working its way out. Here's the big kicker. Here's the big kicker, right? And I love it because me and a few people were just having this conversation. It's so funny because they're panicking like, let us go back to work. Let us out. Let us do this stuff. I'm like, oh, this is their first time being black, not knowing what tomorrow looks like for you.
Mm-hmm.
They're not handling it well.
Yeah, they are not handling well. They're not used to feeling like every time you go outside, that could be it.
This could be it for me. I don't know when my next check is coming. I don't know how my next meals will be taken care of. The government's supposed to help me. I'm like, oh, welcome.
So let me tell you a story. This will tie in with that exact sentiment on how it is for black people. So the other night, of course, dealing with this quarantine shit, my sleeping schedule is all fucked up. Everything is just all fucked up, right? So I went for a drive, and I got my car right before like all this happened. So I was still on temporary place, and then this all happened. So everything kind of shut down, including the DMV. So I'm still riding around on temporary place. Now, granted, the police are not like tripping off that at all. They've been behind me. They've been next to me. They kept going, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the other night when I was driving out, for whatever reason, as I'm getting dressed, I'm like, you know what, Kevin? You've been to jail for a weekend. And your biggest gripe outside of the food was it was fucking cold. So maybe even that night it was not cold at night. It was like 75 degrees out at night. So it was nice. So I was like, you know what? Just in case I get some fuck boy, let me prepare. Why I put on like pants, you know what I mean? I made sure my socks was good. Everything was good. I had my jacket in the car. Just in case I got pulled over and was going to jail, even though nothing's wrong, that I would be warm when I'm in jail. That's what black people have to go through.
Oh, yeah.
And these white people are having a fit.
Bro, we prep our jail fists like, I'm going to be sharp in this nigga.
Right. Yeah. I was sitting there, I was like, yeah, let me go, because if I get it, I can't be in the holding tank in that. Nah, let me go. Can't do that.
Can't have my ankles showing.
I was wearing ankle socks. I switched it out too. I switched it out to some high joints.
It's too much calf muscle out here, man.
Right. Let me get all insulation, all of it. So. Man, this quarantine is something else, dog.
Bro, I've been saying this entire time, like living through history is interesting and it's dope to look back on, but it's just like living through the actual thing is garbage.
I was sitting there thinking like with my kids, when they get old enough to take history, this will be in the history books.
This is in the books, bro. This is in the books.
That's nuts.
This is in the books. Like, they're gonna hear about, with us, but here's the crazier part, because with the sentence I was just about to say, with us, the only thing we saw in the history books was like a little clip, a little border picture when they talk about the Spanish flu and motherfuckers was out there looking
right.
like, with the mask on and shit. Now, 20, 30, 40 years from now, COVID-19, 2020, how we just skipped a year. We just gave up on a year.
Oh, yeah, 2020 is non-existent. Yeah.
We're just going to be that little clip, that little picture where they mention what happened with COVID-19. Meanwhile, we over here like, bro, what do you mean? We lost a year because of this.
You're right, yeah.
You better give us a full page, goddammit.
We should, I don't know where we would get these type of uniforms or anything. We should troll people. You remember like during the Spanish flu, like in history books, Spanish flu, they had those plague doctors, how they were dressed. We should just walk around in random spots of the city with dressed like that. Just random spots, or you know what I mean? Walk down the strip in a plague doctor uniform. I think we go viral.
Or we get shot.
Or that.
Because it will be our luck. We start doing that right where they decide to call martial law, and then the rebellion start.
yeah.
Fucking doctors ain't taking shit. Bow.
You're right. We don't need to be dressed like that. And then look, they shoot us with the costume on, and then they take the mask off. They're black. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah.
More shots. More warning shots.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't need that. No.
So we, of course, we've heard about a lot of, and I don't mean to just disrespect any of these people, but we have heard about a lot of not as known celebrities passing away. I think us with the hip hop community, I think our biggest hit right now has been Fred the Godson.
Yeah.
So Fred the Godson has passed away from complications of COVID-19, as I'm sure everyone has saw. For anybody that's not familiar with Fred the Godson, he was a 2011 freshman.
Yeah, 2011. Yeah.
2011 freshman. I think that was the same cover as Kendrick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Kendrick, Mac Miller, people that actually made music afterwards. Because a lot of those guys I never seen before. Right. But I know Fred was out there a little bit. Mac Miller, Kendrick, and YG. Those were the four, I believe, that actually make music.
From 2011, right. He was a 2011 freshman, not really big for his projects, more so big for his freestyles. Every radio station that he used to go to, he used to murder the fucking freestyle. He killed the 5 Fingers of Death with Sway. He has a crazy freestyle on Hot 97. Like this nigga gets busy. Like he really was a problem. And I had a lot of hope for Fred the Godson. But like I said, just to see him go from the freshman cover to just killing these freestyles, he definitely got quiet. I think you had to be like a real Fred the Godson fan to know what he had going on. In the time that he was alive. But definitely familiar with him. Definitely appreciated his freestyles and everything. Like that man's a goddamn problem. It sucks, man. It really, really does suck for him to.
It puts this in perspective.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know if the man had any other complications or anything like that, but even if he did, like the fact that it's something that we can't see, we can't fight, that can give you enough complications with whatever you got going on where you might not make it. That part is scary.
Yeah, that part is scary, and that part is it influenced a lot of things. One thing that we were saying when we had our other Quarantine Chronicles episode was I wasn't really big on the whole social distancing thing, not in the sense of, I don't want to keep 6 feet away or anything like that. I still wanted to go to my studio that I'm paying for and utilize the equipment that we, and then do all these things. But, you start putting things in perspective and it's just like, all right, man, you really don't know what the fuck is going to happen. And the last thing I would ever want to do is put my family, in any kind of situation. So, this is the new norm for how we know it. We really don't know how long all this shit gonna be going on, but as of right now, this is the new norm. Another thing, man, Scarface, and this is the kind of the connection I'm making. I don't know if Fred the Godson had a pre-existing condition, but I'm bringing this up because one of the things that took Fred the Godson out was I want to say it was kidney failure or complication, kind of from the complications with COVID-19.
Right.
Scarface is currently on dialysis with kidney failure as a result of COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and if I'm not mistaken, I think Scarface may have been sick a little bit before. I swear I've seen something that came out like years ago. We may have been like youngins and said he wasn't of the best health.
Yeah. No, I don't want to put sickle cell on him, but it was something.
Yeah, it's something. It's something. Yeah.
But it's like when you have those pre-existing conditions, I guess that's the first thing. Whatever your pre-existing condition is, it just speeds up. It's almost like low key. It's like AIDS. It's like cancer.
Yeah.
Where it lowers your immune system and allows whatever condition you had going on just kind of speed up and cause more damage. That's
it sucks. It especially sucks because you ain't got no symptoms, man.
Right. No.
Right. You don't know. I don't want to say until it's too late, but you don't know until it's damn near too late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You would think the media would at least let us see a nigga that's sick. Like, can we see what we can expect? What's going on? You know what I mean? Can we hear the call they got? Like, can we know? Because right now it's illegal to cough. You go cough in public. Go cough in public. They're going to look at you like you stole something.
No, the only, I guess, reassurance I get is that knowing that it's supposed to be a dry cough. And
you make sure your cough is wet.
I know mine's for sure is soaked because I already got natural allergies. And that's,
you got hella phlegm in them coughs.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I make the point. When I cough, I make sure y'all hear that right after. Like, you hear that? You hear that?
Yeah, nah, it's
Mucus is going. Mucus is going over here. You feel me? Trust me, I'm good.
That's fucking nuts. But yeah, man, R.I.P. Fred the Godson, man.
R.I.P. Fred the Godson, definitely.
I can only imagine what people close to him must be really going through. Like, not to really take this thing, like, obviously it's serious, but to really be like, nah, like, my man died off this shit. You know what I mean? Like, keep your asses in the house.
Right, exactly. Shit, if we got to deal with it, y'all got to deal with it. The world is dealing with it.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to how China's getting back to, because I know they just recently lifted their stay-at-home orders. So I'm curious to how they're doing over there.
I don't believe anything that comes out of China camp. If it got China's name attached to it, I automatically think they're lying.
I understand if that was like Korea or something.
Nah, see, South Korea, I mean, that's kind of our shit. Well, North Korea, they're more so quiet. I don't know, like with Kim Jong-un, but China, they have no problem like telling you that that's not the case. You know, over there, it's very, their government is very, very strict. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want the people to do anything that doesn't make their government kind of looks great. Like, when it all broke out, there were actual videos I would see on YouTube, not like doctor produced videos, but videos of somebody with their phone going around showing what's really going on. China took those videos down. You know what I mean? So with what they've done in the past that I've been alive for and what they're doing with this, I'm not believing nothing that come out of China's mouth. I'm really not. No.
I'm just watching all this shit go down. I'll be ready when they open up back here, but I also know that I ain't gonna run the risk. They open up Vegas.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna take my time.
Yeah, when they open up, I'm gonna give it a few weeks before I actually be out there just to see.
I'm gonna sit on my windowsill like People's Hernandez.
Yeah.
People watch.
It's like when a new some people do, but when a new iPhone come out, well, at least back then, I don't know about now. You don't rush to go get it. You wait a little bit. Let them get the bugs out first. That's what I'm gonna do. Let the world get the bugs out first, and then we go from there.
Exactly. Come up with them updates, and once you get all the updates, you get there. Except I don't normally have those issues because I don't buy iPhones. But anyway, kind of getting off this Corona shit, man. We spoke about it on a few different episodes. I love what people are doing with social media right now. I love how people are trying to take this tool that low-key has been being used to scare people with giving new COVID updates, and they're actually doing things entertaining. Matter of fact, solid little segue. We at Beat Network will be holding a game show, 2-minute drill live, hosted by the Back to the Classics boys. So make sure y'all holler at us. It's going to be this Friday, next Friday rather, the 1st.
Oh, this Friday.
No, next Friday. Well, coming this Friday.
Yeah.
You know what the hell I mean. May 1st, Friday. It's going to be available on Facebook as well as YouTube. You can go to youtube.com/Beat Network, and you can go to facebook.com/Beat Network, #1. And you'll be able to watch the live stream there. It'll start 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you're a movie fan, we do got a few signups. We're going to do a drawing to see who's going to be the top 4 players. We can only do 4 at a time. Make sure y'all tune in, because if it goes well, considering all the shit that we're hearing about the COVID, we want to do this as much as possible to kind of help distract people and keep them having a good time with what they're seeing online. So definitely talk to us and definitely tune in to that. But anyway, what I wanted to mention was the IG Verzuz battles.
Yeah.
So those have been lit, but let me I guess we can have this conversation here if we didn't get the chance to when it happened. It was Teddy Riley versus Babyface. So
I told you niggas, man.
Hold on, because I don't think there was a definitive winner. I don't think there was a definitive winner. I don't think the world thought
which day is you talking about? You talking about the very first day?
Hell no, I'm talking about the actual battle. The very first day don't count.
Oh no, yeah, the very first. Baby, I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a landslide, but Babyface beat that boy.
Well, the first day don't even goddamn count.
I'm not talking about that first day. I'm talking about the actual battle.
Okay, well, the actual battle itself, I would say it was far more even than what I thought it was going to be, but it was definitely even. I think where Babyface won, though, is that nigga's the shadiest motherfucker ever. He had no problem taking 5 shots.
Hey,
he was like, I didn't know remixes were a part of this. Well, you know, I don't remix songs, so I don't have any of those.
I knew it was shade when the set. Did you see the setup? Did you see how he was set up?
Oh yeah,
bro was in his studio. The Grammys was there. I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those.
You know what I'm saying? Candles burning. Nigga grabbed a guitar, did some live shit. Yeah.
Wait a minute. But wait a minute. How the hell do you think it was technically even?
I think it was even only because one, everyone had it, and it's gonna sound corny, at least with one. One, everybody was in that nostalgia good time, brother. Niggas had the hits.
True.
2, there were records that I thought Teddy beat Face, and then there were records that I thought Face beat Teddy. But outside of that, there was really no distinction between how big each record the niggas was going for. Now,
I think if you go back and see like they've been putting out lists like the track list of each song. I think if you read that track list, if you haven't already, you might lean a little bit more to Babyface. Because I did. No. I was exactly the same way. Like, I was like, I don't know. And then I read it, I was like, all right.
I read it. And
one or two songs.
I read it, and I think it's because you are an R&B cat that you're going to feel as if, you know, it's going to be exclusively Babyface. But I think that was the problem with the battle, is they come from 2 different worlds. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that we were going to get Babyface dropping a record, and you know what era he's going to be representing, you know what sound he's going to be representing, and then Teddy Riley drops Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? It was just, I think from a legendary standpoint, I think they both deserve the respect that they get. But from a sonic standpoint, from listening to the music and really digesting it sonically, it was just 2 completely different feels, which felt like I can't choose which one is better, which one was the better or even bigger record, because every record that they played was some real shit. But I couldn't choose what was the better record because they both were just big records, just from 2 different fields. I think
I can see that. I can rock with that.
Like, I look at the T-Pain Lil Jon battle. They come from that crunk turn up club, you know what I'm saying? They come from that era. Mm-hmm. So that's a definitive win for Lil Jon.
Yeah, and I wanted T-Pain to, don't get me wrong, he was playing shit too, but Lil Jon beat that boy.
Lil Jon did some dirty shit to him. And then the Lil Mock battle that people have been drawing up with, like MJ versus Prince. You can go through those and be like, yeah, definitely. Teddy Riley and Babyface were just so different that, to me, it went from a battle to just let's give people, you know, let's give people a good time.
I think honestly that we can probably put MJ and Prince in the same way we look at Teddy and Babyface, because granted they're both within, I would say, within that same era, so to speak. But if you listen to their music sonically, it's 2 different things. Yes, they're both singing, but Prince's music is way more melodic than MJ.
No, absolutely.
Prince, to me, if I was to do it, Teddy Riley would be MJ and Prince would be Babyface, or sonically their approach to the music.
But I don't think that it's such an extreme difference like how Babyface and Teddy Riley was. And the only reason I say that is because both of them were rock stars. Let's call it exactly how it is. Both of them were rock stars. If you have to give them a definitive title, of course you will say Prince is R&B, but for what they were, especially for what people are trying to battle with, that was pop and that was rock, but it was black pop, it was black, and black rock. Mike was more so like the world is the best way to put it.
Yeah, Mike's why that particular battle, if it was to come about, I think that one will be. All of them are who people can say who your favorite, unless it's like definitive. This person beats the other person, but when it's close like that, I think it then turns to who you like more. Like, I was an MJ guy growing up. You know what I mean? So me, I'm like, oh, MJ got this, but somebody that was a Prince fan, like, boy, you crazy. You know what I mean? So,
but I think that's what sucks though, because there was a mock list that came out, and I'm like, okay, y'all can do this, you know, and put song for song. Like one of the options was Ben or Little Red Corvette. I said, ain't nobody about to pick no fucking Ben over Little Red Corvette. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I look at that, and I look at what they really would have put up against each other if they had to go record for record if they were still here. So I think the battle just would have been different. And I think the battle kind of would have went the way of at least more matching styles than Teddy Riley and Babyface. Because you would have got to the place where you're like, oof, I don't know which one. I don't know if it's this or it's that. Because the list has some good little lineups, but then the list also has some setups. Like, you know you're going to pick over this one.
Right.
But
I do believe, though, if that was to come about, we would get the greatest show.
Oh, yeah.
That I think anybody would probably have seen, unless it's one of those two guys live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I the integrity that those two men had and what they were about musically, I think we would have got some of the best shows ever. But that's if Prince would agree to do it, which I don't think he would have.
I don't think he would have.
But
you know what?
If he did,
I don't know, because of what's going on, and that's actually something we're going to get to too. Because of what's going on, we don't. Prince was kind of shady. He probably would.
Well, I would say he probably would do it. I mean, and it sucks. He probably would do it if it was somebody else, but then I'm pretty sure if it was somebody else, they'd be like, all right, Prince is about to wash it, dude. But I think the shade and I don't want to say complete tension, but I think the way that him and MJ kind of were, he wouldn't necessarily want to do it with MJ, because I don't think they were cool enough to, you know what I mean, to rock like that.
First of all, let's add this asterisk. Rest in peace to both of them. Legends,
absolutely,
absolute legends. Damn near gods of music. Like,
actually, shit. I think a couple of days ago wasn't Prince's anniversary a couple of days ago?
Yeah, it was. It absolutely was. Huge hit for when they left. Now I'm only saying that because of the conversation we're about to get into. With that exactly being said, the battle would have ended midway through, because Prince would have been Prince with the not so subtle shade at all. And Mike was sensitive. You know what I'm saying? It got to the point. Prince, why are you doing that? Why did you say that?
You think Mike would have ended the battle?
I think Mike would have initiated the argument. I think Mike would have. Nah, he would have.
I think they would have battled. Mike would have did some Mike shit, and Prince would have been like, "Oh, fuck this," and left. I think it would. I don't even think it would have been subtle. I don't think it would have been like, "Yeah, I'm done," to let the viewers know like he's done or anything like that. I think he would have just like, "Fuck this," and cut it off. Just left it like that.
I don't think Prince would have bowed out. See, in that battle, I think Prince would have won, because that nigga was the king of shade. He jumped out of nowhere. Oh, okay, that was a big record. I mean, I don't know with black people, but it was a big record.
I think that's the ultimate shade.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that, Prince? And then I think that's the ultimate shade.
I think Mike would have did some or played a song with a questionable line or two, and Prince would have been like, "I ain't fucking with this nigga," and left. Like I think he would have did something like that. Like, no, get out of here with that weird shit, dog. I think he would have did something.
You know what Prince would have done if he was going to just break out from the battle? He probably would have put like one of his little homies like, "Hey, look, you play my hits. You know what I got better than him,
right?"
And just walk off. But it's Prince float off with like a purple mist following him.
Yeah. God, those guys are legends.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, man, gods. Like, Mike came out and stood there for like 20 minutes, and people. Can you imagine going to a Mike concert in his prime and you faint just because the nigga showed up? I done paid all this money for this ticket, and my bitch ass can't even stay in a good place. I'd have been pissed. Like, nah, man, just wake me up and let's get to the goddamn show.
You know, as a kid, I had VHSs of like Mike's performance. I was a big Mike fan, and when I think about, because I haven't seen him obviously in years, when I think about the stadiums that he was performing in, I've never seen a stadium with that many people.
Never.
Like to date, I haven't seen any performance where they had a stadium with that many people. So if you can imagine motherfuckers just screaming and fainting and you ain't said shit for 5 minutes.
Fuck that. That's what we see on just the one video. They were doing that at every fucking stadium. Like, you're that your show doesn't start for 20 minutes because you have to stand there and let people pass out and adjust to you, to your presence being there.
That's how I know they got Mike up out of here. When somebody commands that much power,
yeah, he got to go.
Yeah, he got to go.
This clear black man got to get up out of here. I can't have this dude.
We got to go. It's translucent nigger. Get him out of here.
But here's the thing. So, like, getting down to the IG battle, like, I feel like, would it be the same effect? Like, when Mike would be sitting there and out of nowhere, he just 20 minutes of just people going crazy while Mike just.
Nah, I think. Well, it depends. If we had Verzuz, IG Verzuz, when Mike was in his prime, then him alone that probably would have broke the internet.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like because I mean, the Teddy Riley shit, like they damn near broke the internet. So
they got up to $500,000 a few times.
Yeah, they got to $500,000, and I remember like my phone tripped out. I had to watch it on something else. So I think if this was like prime Mike, then it would have broke. So they would have had to probably schedule that battle like differently. If it was Mike today, nah, niggas would, man, get this weird nigga off of here. Get him out of here. Yeah, I don't think he would have had that same effect. But if he did, or if there's anybody who could have that effect, it's him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because we as millennials and Gen Z, we ain't got that kind of patience. Like, yo, Dirty Diana, nigga, let's rock. Let's do it.
Let's get it going, nigga.
So a battle that's being talked about, a battle that is being considered. Actually, I just saw an article about it that the conversation is actually happening. Diddy versus Dre.
Uh-huh.
Now, this would be, to me, this would be monumental just for the culture. Sonically, I can't help but to go back to Teddy Riley versus Babyface.
Yeah, we're here. I know where you're going.
It's two completely different sounds. It's two completely different vibes. It's hits nonetheless. Now, if they're going to battle, they're going to have to battle hits. They're going to have to go hit for hit. What was the bigger hit for you? What was the bigger hit for me? Sonically, the shit's going to just sound off. It's going to be hard to compare.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, though, even with your East Coast bias, who are you giving that to?
I'm Dre about it. If they was to do that, I don't give a fuck how it sounds sonically. Dre would smoke that man. But I agree with
My
you.
guy.
I agree with you. Like I thought about this when they first was pitching before Diddy got on Fat Joe's live and did what he did. When they were just talking about it, I was thinking the same thing. Like, yo, it sounds too different. It sounds too different. You know what I mean? Like, you know what it sounds like when Dre drums.
Right.
You know what I mean? But Puff makes songs like Last Train to Paris, what was that song? Angels. Now, I love that song.
Angels is rough.
But you can't compare that sonically to anything Dre has done. Not that it's not good enough, but they don't match like at all. At all. So I felt the same way. I was like, yeah, it'd be great to see. The culture will win, absolutely, but I can't pick or choose or a winner out of those two. It don't match.
And I think that's the point of the battle, just for the culture to win, basically. I think it's just set up just to see these two people who were literally at each other's throats, you know what I'm saying, in the 90s, now coming together and doing this and just doing it for the culture. From a cultural standpoint, I'm gonna love it. I'm definitely be tuned in. I could see that being Instagram's in this time first versus battle to hit a million views.
Yeah, but see, the thing is how you said earlier. You said they would have to go hit for hit. I agree with that. The problem is that I'm noticing with some of the other DJs, like when RZA and DJ Premier went at it, they were playing songs that were hits, but also that were hits within their following. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like if those two were to stay true to who they are when they are, can you even call Puff a DJ? But anyway, I think if they were to stay true to that, they would have to play songs that weren't necessarily hits, but bang. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they would play a song where it may have not peaked whatever chart, but in the hood, it
The
was
hood
that
loved it.
shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think they would have to do that. And when you do stuff like that, you're incorporating a different dynamic, which is going to play on to the fact that this shit does not sound good sonically.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I've never heard of a actual club DJ putting on anything that the Dre's put on and then go to Diddy afterwards, or vice versa. Like, it just don't match.
Right.
So,
Exactly. It's two different things. Like the vibe is so
yeah,
it's literally east and west. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I think that the most exciting part about is what I've been seeing other producers doing is they're debuting unheard records. So I think one thing, if this battle happens, I guarantee you we're going to hear an unreleased Big and an unreleased Pac track with like current production.
Absolute.
Like I guarantee they're going to press up something current with an unreleased verse, and they're just going to drop that, and that's going to be like their ace in the hole record.
You know, I was just thinking, even though I am standing by Diddy, I'm not Diddy, Dre would win. Diddy does have a slight, and that's only because I don't know, outside of a lot of his rap stuff, I don't know Dre's catalog like that. When I think about it, Diddy seems, on the surface, it seems a little bit more diverse. Only because I don't know if Dre was made any R&B records or anything like that, but Diddy kind of has both. He got some heavy hip hop joints, and then he got some R&B joints.
And that's why. That's what I'm saying.
He would have to play his hip hop joints if he wants to go with Drake, and I just don't see him that working out for him.
And that's what I'm saying is going to be just like Teddy Riley and Babyface, because Teddy Riley has always been in the club like how everybody's been describing it. You put on Babyface for the foreplay, and then you put on Teddy when you pound it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just their style. Like one is the setup, one is the knockdown. That's how it's going to be with Dre. Well, I don't want to say setup and knockdown. They both is you getting dick down, but one of them getting called a bitch, and the other one you getting called shorty. So I look at the two setups, and to your exact point, even if we stuck with just hip hop, when Puff plays Special Delivery, or when he plays Whoa, Dre is gonna, you know what I'm saying? Anything that you play from Dre, it's not gonna sound anything like that, because Diddy has such a specific sound. Diddy controlled the New York sound for so long, and Dre controlled the West Coast sound. Everything that's West Coast now is from the blueprint that Dre created. And East Coast has gone to so many different levels, but Diddy is going to play when that East Coast sound was, I want to say from like 98 till about 2010, 2011, before niggas started experimenting, really before A$AP Rocky. And, you know what I'm saying? It was that Diddy was that East Coast sound.
And then I feel like Diddy is a victim of musical circumstances, as in, if we look at the coast and where music is coming from, obviously we can say probably, if not the best rappers, are probably West Coast, but the people that are running musically are the South. East Coast is kind of, fell a little bit to the wayside. So I think that would come into play within this battle, as far as if somebody had to choose a winner. They probably lean more towards Dre because they're rocking more so with West Coast music than you are with East Coast music. I mean,
but you got to also remember, Dre hasn't had his finger in the West that much lately.
Nah, I think he has. You just don't know.
Unless he's just been giving people throwaway records from a hard drive or something. I think his only real connection to the West still right now is Kendrick. He didn't even produce anything for Game's last album.
Okay. But even with that, if his most recent thing was Kendrick, and when did Dan come out? 3 years ago? Mm-hmm. Even with that, what was the last real hit that Diddy produced within the last 5 years?
Oh, I'm sure we could draw something up.
Hip hop wise?
For this battle, it's gonna be anything. They're gonna throw anything out there. That's like I said, that's the unfortunate part of it. And that's why I said this is gonna be for the culture to enjoy the same way it was with Teddy Riley and Babyface. There's no way to judge this, because Diddy is going to what can Dre play after Diddy plays last night? You know
like
what
that
I'm
song.
saying? I have no clue what. But last night was a big fucking record.
It was a big record. It was absolutely big record. I just didn't like it. But you're absolutely right. It was a huge record.
That song.
A
That song.
huge
So
record.
you know he's gonna play it. What is it? I know where Keep Them Heads Ringing. Like it's just not gonna match.
Yeah, it's not gonna match.
What's Diddy? You know what I'm saying? Gonna play in response to anything that Drake plays from the Dog Pound album. Let's not forget that was a platinum album. That was a huge album. There's no real rebuttals there. You know what I'm saying?
No.
We're gonna be
Yeah,
rocking with this for the culture.
yeah. It would have to be. It would have to be a culture thing, and you just have to appreciate it.
Yeah,
We would just have to appreciate it.
and I will. I promise you, I will.
Yeah, I love it. I love every bit of it. But I don't. You know, I kind of like what Tim and Swiss are doing. I know. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're on IG. It's like a specific channel they're working with or something like that for this Versus thing. But I really, really hope that they can make like their own black platform to do this, is because I honestly, regardless on if they find a vaccine for this shit tomorrow and they say, all right, look, we can go outside or not, this changes the way things are. So
For a long time.
right. So you don't have to have, big heavy hitters every time, like the Teddy Rileys or the Dre's. You don't have to have that, but you do have a platform where other musical producers can kind of showcase what they've been doing, or if they get enough juice, can really maybe get on that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you got one of these newer acts that are, let's say you're doing newer acts versus newer acts, and they playing some shit that you like, yo, it's a newer song, but I like that song. I didn't know this producer did this. You know what I mean? I feel like that can help propel them more. So I feel like Swiss and Tim, they got something. I just hope that they don't see the white man's money behind it and decide, all right, take it. That seems to what happens a lot in our culture, and I just hope this isn't one of those things.
You know what's funny? Me and Skywriter was just having that conversation. We were just watching Boomerang, and I was looking at Martin Lawrence's character. And if you really remember, the first like 10 years of his career, Martin was super pro-black. Like he had his character in outside of Bilal, but he had his character in Do the Right Thing. He had his character in Boomerang. And then on the actual Martin show, he was always in the HBCU jerseys. He even said in interviews he wanted to make it a point that he wanted to bring popular black acts onto his show. He wanted to always give them like the spotlight. But with what you just said, folding to the pressures of white demands in that industry, shit. We saw Dave Chappelle go to Africa because of that. Like you think like
Right.
being that pro-black dude and then transitioning into this megastar, and they got to play their game. Shit, I'm pretty sure that contributed to his breakdown.
I'm pretty sure too. The good thing that I like to think that we're in a position now is, back then, I mean, granted, yeah, we still are the minority, but times have changed. I think back then, you can get the black people in, but if you really want to start making money, you had to incorporate white people, or I don't like even saying it like that, but you have to incorporate others in order to get that bag. Now I feel like you can keep shit in house, and it's going to do more than what you did if you kept out. Maybe if you diversified, you probably make a little bit more money up front. But I think you'll make money, in the popularity if you keep it in house would surpass whatever money you were gonna make by being diverse. You know what I mean? So I feel like with this, if they keep it in house, keep it to our roots musically, then we're gonna find people on the outside looking in. That's not us. I'll just say that.
Let me ask you a question, because we actually just had this conversation on Rachel's show, and go check us out on the Melanin Boulevard podcast, and check out Melanin Boulevard After Dark as well. Some freaky shit. Anyway,
yeah, shout out to Rachel. She been doing her quarantine thing.
She been working. She stayed working. She's definitely Hispanic, or Jamaican. We'll keep it black. Jamaican. We're just having this conversation. Do you think we have the support from our community to not try to cross over?
That's a good question. I think we do, but it's fickle.
Yes, extremely.
I think on the surface and probably in the beginning, yes, it's black, black, blickety black, you know what I mean? But I think the moment that you do something that may not be in favor, like, and it don't even have to be like going over to deal with other races or anything like that. The moment that the black community feels like you've wronged them, they're not fucking with you.
Right.
So you have, in order to survive, you have no choice.
Now a campaign to make sure nobody's fucking with you.
Exactly. So in order to survive, you have no choice but to kind of diversify, and that's going to make it obviously harder. I.e., if we want to allude that to Martin's breakdown, but it also makes it harder within the black community because, like I said, they're fickle. They didn't forgot that they didn't fuck with you, and that's why you left in the first place. Now they're like, oh, he ain't really for us. You get what I'm saying? So I think the support is there, but it's just fickle and it's very short. If you don't kill them within your first opening, then you're gonna lose them.
Right.
And the sad part is, I don't know, and I don't think a lot of the creators know how to keep that to without losing it. You know what I mean? I truly don't know.
Yeah, you're either gonna be all black or you're gonna cross over. That's really that. And then 9 times out of 10, if you are sticking with,
you can stay all black and still be fucked off.
I was about to say, like, it's a 50-50 situation. That's one of the things that just really sucks is that it really doesn't matter what you do. Kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If I cross over, y'all gonna say I sold out. If I stay just for y'all may or may not fuck with me, but I just bet not cross over.
Right.
It's just weird. Before we get to the last conversation, who would be a battle you would want to see now that Verzuz is in this place that it is?
You know what, man? Being that I'm a '90s guy, if you were a top producer in the '90s, I would like to see that.
Okay.
That's just me. It don't even have to be. I'm not even gonna put like specific people out there because I'd be surprised with other producers that I may have heard a song from, but I may not be super in depth with them. Like with the even though I fuck with DJ Premier, but with him and the RZA, I listen to Wu-Tang, of course, but I'm not super privy to RZA. So listening to that stuff, I'm like, hey, yo, this that shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I feel like any DJ or producer or whatever that's coming from the 90s, I'm like 90s and I even say early 2000s. I just want to see them do work. At this point, man, yeah, I can say for intensive purposes who won and who not, but I don't care. I just want to hear good music.
Right. I do have someone, two people specific. One of them, like I said, we just got done talking about with Diddy. Instead of seeing Diddy and Dre battle, I want to see Diddy and JD.
I would like that.
If we're talking about styles that can mesh, that you really got to think, damn, which one was the better record? I want to see Diddy and JD. I would love to see Diddy and JD.
Yeah.
Some people were saying they want to see Jay-Z and Nas. I'm like, why Jay-Z would smoke Nas?
Why? Yeah.
You know how many
bad albums? Sleep watching that.
You know how many bad albums was in between Illmatic and Stillmatic? After Stillmatic, it got okay. It got pretty consistent. But
you know how sleepy that battle would be?
Well, yeah, conversation-wise, they got to have somebody step in. Like how Teddy...
No, not even conversation-wise. I think they just be sleepy. I mean, not how people feel about J. Cole, I guess, is how I feel about Nas. Like how he's boring or sleepy, so to speak. That's how I feel about Nas. Like it's not many Nas songs that I'm like, all right, yeah, don't get me wrong. His big ones, yes. You hate me now, I rock with that. Every time growing up, every single time I listened to one mic and I had a game, I killed. Every time. So there's certain songs, yeah, I'm rocking with it, but nah, man, I don't want to hear that shit.
I wouldn't be interested, only because I know it'd be too quick of a smoke. But I know Nas got some shit to him, so
Nas has some shit too. So it'd be like if Tyson fought Butterbean and he was playing with him, You know what I mean? Like, so where Butterbean maybe got a good punch in,
No, you
that's
would.
whatever Nas. Listen, hear me out. That's Butterbean is Nas, of course. And he get that one good punch in. That's whatever one good song or two good songs Nas got, and then Tyson just beat the dog shit out of him.
Boy, that is so.
That's how it be. It kind of is disrespectful, but Nas, I love you. I know you're not listening, but I love you. But yeah, that's kind of how I equate
I at least gave
that. Who?
over Tyson. I at least gave Larry Holmes, Buster Douglas, somebody. I gave at least a little bit
All
more
right,
fighting chance.
all right. I guess.
I don't know.
I guess.
I'm a big fan of Nas, so that could.
And then with the if Diddy and Dre were to battle, they couldn't do 20 songs. They would have to do more than 20 songs. It would either have to be extremely, I don't want to say extremely, but significantly more than 20 songs, maybe 30 songs, 35, or it would have to be 10 songs. You couldn't do 20 hits for hits because Dre, I feel like, has 20 hits without touching his hits.
Well, of course they both do. It both.
Yes, true, but I really think Dre does. Dre could play 10 songs, 5 songs off of the Chronic and 10 songs off of Doggy Style and win the battle.
Now that I agree with. That's why for the
it would have to be more.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that. But even then, it's like, because then they're gonna want to go even further than that. Then it's gonna get real obscure when it comes down to the hits.
Right, absolutely. But this is why I say it would be we would be the winners.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
play all that shit. I ain't got nowhere to go. Play all of it.
I just switch it to Diddy and JD. That's kind of
I rock with that. I would rock with that.
So last thing, this I kind of be quick because we only got a couple episodes out. I know for a fact you've watched it. What do you think of The Last Dance so far?
So far, I like it. The first 2 episodes, even though they're great, it's a lot of information I didn't know, but it is a lot of it I did.
You did right.
But the good thing is, little insider, somebody leaked me the rest of the season.
Terrible.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna stay true. I want to watch it like with everybody else and quarantine with everybody.
No, I'm talking shit, but I definitely was given a sight as well with the entire.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but no, man, I think it was interesting. I thought it was very informative, and it kind of gives you a lay into, I guess, the background scenes of what happens when you're that caliber of star in the NBA. What did you feel about because I know it was topic of conversation for a lot of people. What did you feel about Scotty? Well, I think what was it, 7 years, 18 million?
I think it was some bullshit. However, I feel like how he handled it also kind of tarnished what he could have gotten in the future. I think if he'd handled it more professional, but it's super weird because I also agree with how he handled it from a nigga standpoint. Like, man, y'all ain't gonna use me anyway, and y'all gonna get rid of me. Y'all done told me to my face in my last year with y'all asses. Nigga, I'm about to get surgery, like he said in the thing. Y'all ain't gonna fuck up my summer. I'm about to be out.
He did.
It's about to be
out here.
You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be in these streets. But from a professional standpoint, I think that kind of fucked up his negotiations going forward. I haven't had a chance to look into, but I did want to see what his money was looking like when he went to the other teams.
I think he went to Houston. He was in there for maybe a couple years, and then I think he finished his career in Portland. I think.
Okay, I'm getting it all mixed up then. Then it was Portland. Then he must have went to Portland first because he went to one of the
two. One of the two first, yeah.
He went to I think it was Portland. If we're wrong, Corey will let us know. But as of right now, he went to one of the teams that's red and black, and he was dogging. And they got to the quarterfinals, the playoffs. He was
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
It was forever ago, but they did pretty good. Of course, not to the point where he was with Mike, but I think he did pretty good. But I feel like he kind of fucked up his stock with kind of showing like, nigga, I'm gonna rebel if y'all gonna do some fuck shit when it comes down to my money, and you got to get in there. But from a personal place, I think how he handled it was A1, but I do think he was cheated. The fact that we brought y'all asses 5 rings. If I wasn't here, and you saw in the beginning of this final season that me not being here is really fucking with y'all.
Right.
I'm an integral piece.
At first, when I first heard it, I was like, "Whoa, that's nuts." But I think we kind of have to. Well, when we look at it now, it's all in hindsight. So we're like, "Yo, Scotty is a top 50 player, 18 million." But I kind of have to look at it when he first came in. Now, granted, yes, it was bad. I wouldn't have signed that if I was him. No, I can't even say that. Because at the end of the day, he had a ton of people that he lived with. You know what I mean? He's from Arkansas. I believe he said that his father had an accident, so he was in a wheelchair. Brother had an accident, so he was in a wheelchair. So I can understand how a kid, because mind you, he came out of college, so he's a kid in a sense, would come out and somebody dangling 18 million in your face, and you ain't never seen that kind of money before. Mind you, this is the 90s, so that went a long way. I can understand how he took it the same way these kids now, or even then, would jump into the rap game and take a 360 deal. I can kind of understand it. I do agree with you though. He may have not have handled it the best way, especially. I would have different feelings about that if it was like, no, I couldn't have different feelings about that because at the end of the day, you signed it. And in his case, especially though, you acting like this in your last year.
Yeah, and then like he didn't put like his agent because it's the same thing.
His agent should have been fired.
Exactly, and that's the exact point I was getting to. Yeah, I get it. You're from Arkansas. You got 30 motherfuckers living with you. You ain't never seen $18 million. You didn't necessarily do the mathematics. 7 years, $18 million. But at some point, after either ring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at some point, the agent should have been like, we should probably try to renegotiate your contract, bro. Like, no time in there. Did you think maybe I should renegotiate my shit?
Yeah, I agree. There should have been some type of renegotiation going on or something. I don't. At first, when I first heard it, and this is before I knew all the details. They talked about it, and then they cut to Mike, and then they asked Mike how he feels about it, and he was like, you know what I mean? They asked him how he felt about it, like live, real time, I guess, like in the '90s. But then the interview with Doc, he was like, I just feel like he was selfish or whatever the case is. And at first, I was like, Mike, how could you even feel that way? That seems like a little bit egotistical because you know you need this man. And then I started thinking about it. Nah, Scotty, you was kind of selfish, dog. Like you signed this deal. You know what I mean? Like whether you knew it was a good deal or not, you signed this deal. Then you waited until year 6 to pitch your fit, and we're on this run. Then yeah, I kind of understand where Jordan is coming from. When I look at it, man, I sit there and I think about how those players are to us now. Back then, they may have not have been looked at it like that. You have to think about the pedestal that Jordan was on. People really thought it didn't matter who Jordan played. You know what I mean? So I can understand how they like, yeah, we can give you this because, nigga, we got Jordan. He could be playing with 3 third graders and they're still going to win the championship. You know what I mean? So I can understand that. But at the same time, integrity and doing the right thing has to come into play. You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel comfortable as an owner giving somebody that you know for a bona fide fact, if you don't have this person, chances are you don't win, or it's that much harder to win, and you play them long term like that. And if it was 17, 18 years or 18 million, 4 or 5 years, it's not great, but it's better than 7. But come on, 7, dog. 7.
And I think, but like I said, I think that's where Scotty is wrong, or at least his agent was wrong.
Absolutely, his agent was wrong.
He started asking questions because, like, nigga, there was a lot of time after ring 3 for it to be your 3rd ring back to back to back to back. That's when you should have been like, yo, especially when Jordan left. That should have been this moment right there. Like, look, Jordan ain't here. You see how integral I was to these rings. Go ahead and let's renegotiate this contract. You know what I'm saying? Or talk to the agent. Why aren't you trying to give me something a little more? Jordan's about to leave. We're about to free up hella cap. Let me get in on that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if I'm not mistaken, I think both years that Jordan was out, I think they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals each time.
Yeah. He wasn't no slouch, and that was strictly because of Scottie.
I think they lost to the Knicks one time, and I think they lost to Orlando. No. Yeah, I think they lost to Orlando. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, he should have renegotiated something. You know, I blame the Arkansas public school system. I blame them because if they would have been doing their job
that time.
Yeah, that time. Well, shit, maybe now too. I don't know, but that time for sure.
It could be stellar now. We don't know.
We don't know. But I feel like if they would have taught this man proper math, then he would have known, like, yo, this is not right. This isn't it. So I blame them. This is all their fault.
I'm sure they're gonna go more into it with the actual show itself. But like you said when we started this conversation, it's a bunch of common knowledge. It's a bunch of shit that we already knew. What I like about these kind of tell-all documentaries is that they are exactly that. They are tell-all. We get to hear when we read this story about you here. How did you feel? Now we can hear it from the horse's mouth instead of hearing it in like a type up or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know, like what they were feeling and everything like that. And then when you get that exclusive footage that nobody's seen, all that shit is dope. Like seeing pissed off Jordan in the gym is great.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's so hilarious because you used to go out there and watch them hoop with. Like they were literally a fine-tuned machine. Like there was one train, it was one car after another, like a fucking train. I think this actually makes me excited for when the Golden State documentary comes out, because I'm like, well, I mean that too, but when the Golden State documentary comes out, I really want to see, especially with this last year, with this Kevin Durant's last year. Oh, I got to see.
I'd watch that. I
got to see what that was looking like.
One thing I do like about this doc, though, I like that not only does it give a little bit more information for us, being that we're older, even though we lived in that time. I can remember watching a Jordan game, but I can't remember. I didn't know necessarily what I was witnessing. You know what I mean? Because I was that young, so it's cool to look back and be like, oh, all right, this is great. But it's even cooler for the people that did not grow up in that generation, people that maybe grew up in 03 or was born in 03. You know what I mean? They can look back and see, okay, this is why there is a debate between LeBron and Jordan, but this is why Jordan has that edge. You know what I mean? So I think it's dope all the way around. I know we get, 2 more episodes this weekend? I don't know if they do. I don't know if the first day was 2 episodes and then it's like 1 each day, or is it 2? I mean, 1 each week, or is it 2 every Sunday? I don't know.
I think they're gonna 1 each week.
I don't know. Either way, I'm excited for it.
Either way, I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. And we got shit else to do.
We have nothing else to do. We in this bitch. Might as well watch The Last Dance. And of course, watch everything Beat Network that we put out. We got a lot of shit going on. And you also play the 2-minute live, you know what I'm saying, Friday, May 1st. Just throwing that out there as well. Yeah, bro. We back, bro. Let the people know where they can find you.
Hollywood Kev __ on Instagram right now. I think I got a little issue on Twitter, so just follow me on Instagram right now. No, I didn't do nothing bad. I think my stuff is hacked. Like I keep having to identify myself every time I click on there. But sometimes like I can do it and the shit still don't work. So I don't know what's going on. Just Instagram.
Y'all don't understand how much Kev loved Twitter.
No. See, I back then, yes, but now, man, I guess at least since this quarantine, I've been looking at shit like you motherfuckers are stupid. Like I'll have days.
Nothing but time to just sit around and tweet.
Yeah, I'll have days where I don't go on it, and then I'll get on it and be like, all right, miss the goddamn.
I ain't miss shit. But yeah, at Big Los IG on IG. Of course, Big Los 89 on Snapchat. At The Noize Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And of course, everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. Again, make sure y'all fuck with us this coming Friday, May 1st for 2 Minute Drill Live, hosted by Back to the Classics. It's going to be a great time. Make sure and send y'all, if you want to be a part of it, you want to be part of the drawing to get into the show, send your name, email, and your favorite movie through our contact page on the website. So it's beatnetworkonline.com/contact. Go through there, send us your information. We'll lock you in. And we're going to try to do a drawing, we'll say Wednesday. We'll shoot for Wednesday and do a drawing for the people that are going to be participating. Yeah, and that's pretty much a show. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate the support. As always, Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
Noize. That delay is crazy.
It is. It was.